Welcome to another week of Final Answer. Some amazing football games this past weekend. There's nothing like playoff football, NFL playoff football. It is the best. College has obviously gotten there and made some pretty memorable games, but this weekend was special. And the weekend before that was special. I mean, you've had game-winning kicks to win games, games coming down to the last plays of the games. It's been incredible to watch. Just to be a fan, I know the ratings are through the roof, and I've actually looked some of them up. They're 31% higher ratings than the year before. I think 40 million people were watching the Bills-Chiefs game 2 Sundays ago that night. It's been incredible. We'll start first with the AFC Championship game. What a comeback. What a story. The Bengals back in the Super Bowl. First time since 1989. What more can you say about the team? I mean, to me, Joey Burrow is the story. So composed, so many big third down runs in that game to get them back in the game. But this has not just happened one week. This is multiple weeks where they've gotten down. Shoot, they did it against the Chiefs in the regular season where they were down 28-7 at one point and came back and won the game. That ruined one of my 5-game parlays. This is a team that does not hang it up if they get down early. And it was impressive what they did. The defense, though, is what sparked them. And, the big interception, you love seeing a big defensive lineman get the interception. That changed the game to where, the Chiefs come out with the ball, even though they don't score before the half, which I know that play is really blown up with a lot of people and not taking the field goal and going up 14. The Chiefs have always played aggressive. They got it to their best playmaker in Hill, and Eli Apple made a great play, but Mahomes has got to know as a quarterback, hey, I can't keep this in play. It's either out the back of the end zone or in the ground, and we'll live with the 3 points. So getting down early like they got down, scoring right before the half, and then the Chiefs coming down and stopping them, I thought the game completely changed. The Chiefs get the ball after the half, and you think, okay, they're just going to come down and score. They've been doing it all game. B.J. Hill gets the big pick. Like I said, we talked about earlier, the big boy rumbling, stumbling, making an unbelievable play with his hands. The game right there, I think everybody knew. Chance knew. We talked about. We were on the phone with Brett. Game was like, okay, it's a game now. We see Joe come down, make a couple good plays, but then the throw to Chase in the end zone to eventually get down by 2. They run the 2-point play to Taylor. Boom, tie game. It's all, it's anybody's game at this point. But the Chiefs had their chances, man, and that was most surprising is that, they get stopped the next drive, and both these drives in the fourth quarter were long drives. You see so many, I think each team got maybe 2 possessions in the fourth quarter, which is very rare, but Joey drives them down. McPherson, Ice McPherson, Shooter McPherson, whatever you call him, makes the big 52-yard kick. Then the Chiefs drive down, get on the 5-yard line, and have 2 awful play calls. Almost a play action, trying to get it on the outside, and then Mahomes takes the sack. So instead of on the 5, he's got it back at the 10 or 12. I know he wanted the clock to continue to run to give them less time, but that was a huge mistake. And then the almost costly fumble where he's scrambling back, gets hit out of his hands. They could have lost the game right there. They were lucky that game got to overtime, and Harrison made the great kick, but gosh, it just didn't look like the Chiefs teams the last 2 years. It just seemed like they were desperate, and they knew the Bengals were coming, and they were trying to do the knockout punch. And sometimes these big knockout guys, they swing and miss, and they're tired by the fourth quarter. And then the Bengals got back in it by making some big plays. But I'll tell you what, you get to overtime, you have the coin toss happen again. The Bills lose it, the Chiefs go down and win. You got to think the Bills are sick to the stomach because they choose tails. It is tails this week. Chiefs have the ball. Third down on a big play, throwing across to Tyreek Hill. I don't know if any guys were open underneath, but Pat goes for the big play, picked off by Von Bell after the great play to get it tipped up to him. And then right there you knew Bengals got to get 2 first downs, and you're back in McPherson's range, and he hadn't missed all postseason, been one of the best kickers in rookie history. There's a reason why he left early as a kicker from Florida, and he proved again why they drove it way down, and shoot, when they got to be where it was a 30-yard field goal, the Bengals, were making their third trip to the Super Bowl. What I thought was crazy is that the last 2 times they've lost to the 49ers, and the 49ers were playing in the next game, and you had to think, oh my gosh, are they going to go again and happen to play the 49ers and lose 3 times in a row? I feel like that happened with the Buffalo Bills with the Cowboys. But that kind of interests us into our next game. It was a heck of a game. introduce us into our next game. Oh, what game it was. Drama from the beginning. I think when you have two rival teams playing each other that know each other so well, gosh, it's so hard to beat a team twice. Having to beat a team 3 times like the 49ers were having to do, and they had their chances. You always can go back to the big plays, the drop interception, right over the middle. I just don't understand. You're a professional athlete. You got to catch that ball in a big game. But stuff happens. We've seen Wes Welker drop a ball in the Super Bowl that he probably catches 99 out of 100. He probably catches 100 out of 100 times. So sometimes the moment, the spotlight, I think it was Tart that dropped that interception up the middle towards the end of the game. But the game was a physical game. But I felt like the Rams, they get the upper hand and then Debo would make a big play or the defense would make a big play. And, Stafford throwing the pick on the first drive to Kupp on 3rd down, that was a tough play, but they bounced back from that. He made great throws. Cooper had an unbelievable, I think he went for $152, 2 touchdowns. I mean, the guys just played unbelievable. Looking into next week, you got to wonder, with Odell coming on like he's coming on, with Cooper playing the way he is, how is Eli Apple and whoever else corner they're going to throw at those two guys? You look at the other side, you got Jamar Chase going against Jalen Ramsey. You got Joe Burrow, who's getting sacked 6 to 8 times against the Titans and the Chiefs, going against Aaron Donald and Von Miller. Like, I think the line could have been 6 or 7 for the Rams, and I'm loading up on the Rams to win the Super Bowl because I just think the magic has run out. I think teams have had a chance to put the Bengals away, but they haven't had the defense to do it. This team has the defense to do it. I think the stars have aligned. So many super teams have been made, and this is an early Super Bowl preview, but so many super teams have been made over the years, whether it was the Eagles, Patriots at some point, or whoever. This is the first time you think I've seen a team where you had a bunch of guys who maybe haven't won, like Odell Beckham, like Matthew Stafford, a couple that have won, like Von Miller. Aaron Donald's been there. He's tasted it. You can just tell Aaron Donald. And the play of the game, obviously, getting back to Garoppolo. Garoppolo tries to make a play. I thought the guy could have caught it. Tipped up. Thank goodness he gets tackled because I think we would have lost either way. I had the Niners at +3.5, and I had the Rams at pick'em, so we actually hit right in between. It was one of those games you get it at 3.5 and 2.5. It lands on 3. You go both ways. It was pretty awesome. But Jimmy G last game as a 49er, I thought he played well. He just doesn't wow you, and he keeps you in good games. You have a good defense with Bosa and those guys, and obviously Wagner. Unbelievable season. He is a catalyst for any defense and just continue to impress me more and more every game. But they need a guy over the top, a big-time receiver. Debo is doing everything for them. He's a Swiss Army knife. They need somebody that's going to hit the big one over the top. I think that's what you go draft this year, and then you hand the keys over to Trey Lance. But the 49ers had a great season. You go win at Green Bay, win on the road at Dallas. Unbelievable job by Shanahan. They were calling him off a couple weeks after the first weeks, and unbelievable season. But I'm excited for the Super Bowl. I thought, the playoffs have been amazing. A++ rating. Let's see how Super Bowl. Hopefully this is a good game, but I like the Rams by more than 7. And I'm excited to talk about that this next week. And, we're excited about, the wrapping of the season, kind of, because I hate football's getting over with. But we'll get you the preview coming up this week for the big game in a week and a half. And we appreciate your time. And
talk about your picks last week.
Oh, and the picks last week, obviously we had the Rams at -2.5. We moved it down to 2.5. That covers. And we also have the Bengals at +7.5.
I had them at +8.
Chance had them at +8. Both those games kind of looked kind of scary at one point, but ended up happening just like we thought were going to happen. And, we hit it both ways with the 49ers after we realized that our parlays hit with the Bengals. Put a little bit in the 49ers and move it up to 3.5. It lands at 3. You win both ways. I mean, I hit first touchdown Tyreek Hill and first touchdown Cooper Kupp. Not much payout on those picks, but if you do a bigger bet with those are always good picks, and both them cashed out on. And I hit both player props for the first touchdown. So a great week of playing the ponies, but also a great week of football, and that's what we love here on The Final Answer.